Generally speaking, like, are we behind as business leaders, business owners?
I think I would say as business owners and business leaders, we're probably a little bit behind. Start using AI to bounce ideas off of it. Start using it as a thought partner. Start using it as someone to challenge you.
And you've got a guy or gal that's like laying in their bed and they're talking to their phone as their best friend. Like, hey, Gemini, like, what are you doing right now? How do we not go there?
AI is not something that's going away.
Welcome back to the lounge here at the Gents Place in Frisco at the Star. And I've got a very special guest today who flew all the way in. I mean, halfway across the country from Vegas. So I feel very special, Brian.
Thank you.
Super special. You're the first guest that's actually like flown in to see me.
First flying guest.
Yeah.
All right,
so
cool.
Hopefully you'll start a trend here.
Perfect.
To get people in. But I've got Brian Munroe, who is, and I don't know what any of these means. You have PMP, CSM, CSPO, founder of MTI Global Group. But the first question for you, though, is a very important one. I did not prep you for this at all.
Oh, boy.
I'm an NBA fan. Are you guys going to get an NBA team in Vegas? Do you have like the inside scoop on that?
I don't have the inside scoop, but you have to think eventually. Like we have
got everything else,
and we seem to be pulling them all from Oakland too, unfortunately.
Yeah. Poor Oakland.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. You kind of go. We fly into Oakland if we're going to go up to Napa, and you kind of drive by the stadium, and go, yeah, they're not there anymore.
So you're predicting you're gonna pillage or poach
it's going to be
team.
It's going to be somebody else's team. Yeah, they're going to come to Vegas, and yeah, it'll be super popular.
There's a chance you have Dallas Mavs here owned by Vegas people.
Yeah,
the Adelsons.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know if there's a chance. I mean, I think people would burn the city down if you guys took the Mavs to Vegas. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure too.
But there's a chance.
There is a chance, but I think right now the whole city's focused on the new ball stadium, the new ball team, everything like that. Construction's well underway. The cranes are doing what they do, and
okay,
yeah,
all right. Well, keep us posted.
Yeah,
I know that's not your area of expertise.
No,
like I need to know if Vegas is getting an NBA.
Will do.
You're an expert in AI and amongst many other things, but the conversation today is really talking about how business leaders can navigate this like very challenging landscape of AI. We've got people that are way far behind that are leading their companies, know nothing about it, think they don't need to know anything about it. They're going to retire in 10, 15 years or whatever, and we'll leave that to the young guys. And then people that are adapting really quickly to it. So I'm just curious, starting out, like, what are you seeing right now with business leaders? Like, are people doing the right thing? Are they behind? Generally speaking, like, are we behind as business leaders, business owners? Or are we on the ball?
I think I would say as business owners and business leaders, we're probably a little bit behind because we have those people on our teams that are digging in and they're learning and, they're getting skilled up on it. And, we've got other things to worry about. So as the business owners and leaders, we're stepping back on, well, we'll let them take care of that. But, that's what I call key man risk right there. That person, the saying used to be, they go out and get hit by a bus. Now it's like they win the lottery and they leave your company and they go on to, travel the world, and all of that institutional knowledge have gone with them. Mm-hmm. So I think as leaders and business owners and that, we do need to step up to this because AI is not something that's going away. So it is something that's going to be there and it's growing, and it's just going to have to be the new skill set for business leaders of tomorrow.
I've heard some people say that this is a fad, a trend. It'll pass.
Yeah,
no chance.
Yeah, they said that too when the first spreadsheet was in.
That's right.
All the accountants that are so used to doing it on paper, and they say, this will pass. Nobody's going to use a computer to do this. Mm-hmm. Now look at it. We do everything on spreadsheets.
Yeah. Let's go back just to your journey, like how you obviously existed before AI as a human.
Yep.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about your background, like how you ended up getting into the AI space.
Sure, yeah. My company, we started in 2000 and primarily in the project management, program management space, specializing in rescuing troubled projects. So did a lot of work like that. And then probably the last 10, 12 years, it was a lot of morphing into rescuing troubled organizations. So it'd be, well, it's not necessarily a project with a defined start and finish. It was more of, well, our systems are challenged. Our processes need work. Our workflows are antiquated. So we would go in and start doing that. And then for me, the advent kind of, or the move into AI was looking at, well, what can this new tech, I guess this one, what can this do for us to make our lives easier? And so I really started targeting the first little examples of, where can this help somebody produce something quicker, more efficiently. And so we did a number of different tests and did that. And now what I do is I go into organizations and I look at where are these smart human beings doing stuff that really AI should do, clicky clicks, drag, cut, paste, all that stuff. Get AI doing that so that smart human can go back to doing smart human things with other humans, like communicating, face-to-face opportunities, things like that. And get them off the keyboard and more face-to-face interaction.
Are you finding in your projects, when you get to the completion of a project, are you finding in some cases, most or not at all, where AI has replaced a FTE? Like, is this, and is that an objective for the business owner? I need to cut my labor, or is it I just need to get better and grow the business and enhance?
So it's both. And sometimes it is, I need to cut my labor, cut some costs and that. But for the most part, it's more of, I need to basically replace this task with AI so that I can use this person over here.
I can free up time.
Free up time. I can use them over here now. So where you're starting to see that is now with call centers. Okay, so where I used to maybe have a bunch of humans answering phones and things like that, I can have AI answering the calls now in the call centers. And then again with data entry. Like that's another big one. Like we really don't need a human sitting there doing this day-to-day data entry. Oh, well, what do you do? Every morning for the first 2 hours, I go to Outlook, I go to the inbox, I look for all of the emails that have invoices. I pull up each invoice, I key it into the system.
Yeah.
Get that person doing something like interacting with the customers and just phoning them and ask them how the service is and let the AI do the data entry.
Yeah, like anyone that's doing copy and paste work.
Yeah, but some businesses, though, they are looking to cut costs. Other ones are looking to do things more efficiently.
Yeah, because I think that's the big fear is AI is going to take all of our jobs and everything's going to be managed by robots and we're not going to have anything to do. And then the robots will eventually kill us.
Well, they're not going to kill me because when I talk to my AI, I use please and thank you. And I know that it costs tokens and, it costs money, but I use please and thank you because ultimately, when it's at the very end, they're going to look at me and they go, no, that's the polite guy. He always talks to us really nice.
Yeah.
We're going to go on to the next one.
They're still going to kill the nice guys. They're just going to wait until the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I guess that is I wonder, though, if the algorithm, does it favor please and thank you? I wonder if it does.
It responds in kind.
It does. It is very nice.
Yeah. So if you're polite to it, it responds in kind. If you're constantly talking to your AI and calling it dude, it's going to respond back to you, dude.
Yeah.
It responds in kind. It is kind of funny that way.
Yeah. So if you just want to stay in a positive emotional state, you're going to receive what you give, right? So you should probably
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not there to boss it around.
Mm-hmm. The voice stuff is really interesting to me. I attended a conference. It was the first of its kind conference, Retail AI Deep Dive or something like that.
Yeah.
All these big retailers. I had people at my small table, head of Walmart AI and head of At Home AI and everything. And I watched a demo of, I forget the company, a demo of someone calling in. And it was a premium brand. It was like maybe photography, prints or something. I wish I remember the name. But you call in and the AI software knew where you were calling from.
Yeah.
It matched that tonality and the language, the lingo. People say pop in Minnesota and they say soda somewhere else, right? And Coke. But it matched where you were it looked up all of your buying history. It like fed that into the system because the phone number was on file, and that was,
Okay. Yeah.
CRM.
Yeah.
And then you were talking to it, and it was indistinguishable from a human. It was super scary.
The quality was,
The quality of the AI voice was so good.
Yeah.
So good. So I wouldn't think at the Gents Place that we would ever replace a team member with the AI voice until I heard that.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, well, you know what? We may not even need to replace. And I'm curious if this is some of the strategy with some of your clients. I can't answer phones at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. No. I would be perfectly comfortable at this point putting that type of voice on a phone at 10:30 p.m.
And I have healthcare clients that are doing exactly that. After business hours, they're putting the AI agents in place that can answer questions based on the information that's on the website. And those AI agents can have that conversation at 2:00 in the morning.
It's low risk, right?
Yep. Yeah. And then there's a report printed the next day. So if you need to, a supervisor could actually look at that, take a look at the calls, and then sentiment is something else that's tracked by the AI. The AI can detect, did this person seem agitated? Were they calm? Were they angry? Were they, one of my clients was in behavioral health. So were they inebriated when they called?
Interesting. It can pick up on that slurring of words and
all of that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool.
What do you think? So you've been a 7-course member at the Gents Place, right, in Vegas.
Yeah.
How long have you been coming in?
I'm coming on to, I'm past a year, so yeah, I'm about 14, 15 months now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try to set your bias aside because I know AI is, you want to put it everywhere and it makes sense everywhere. In your mind, I would imagine, and I agree. There's applications. Just from a member perspective,
okay,
where would you start? Where would you feel most comfortable if AI interacted with you? There's all kinds of opportunities. There's the voice. Yeah. There's online chat. There's some stuff that we've tested here at the club, where it's actually recording the interaction on the desktop and listening to that and providing some sales feedback. But anywhere where you think, not Brian Munroe, right, but the generic, like I just talked to a gentleman who's probably 70 years old.
Yep.
Entrepreneur, loves this place, came over, shook my hand. This is an amazing place. Where could I start with AI and that guy feel comfortable?
For the next experience, like a lot of times we have our scheduled appointments already, but I would love it if I could just phone in, and I don't need to interrupt the person at the desk because they're talking to the humans that walked in the door. That's the most important, right? But if I want to say, hey, you know what? I think on my next appointment with Courtney, I think I'd like her to do the add the waxing service to that. Can you make sure that's added to my appointment?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Just little instructional stuff that really, I don't need to interrupt a human for that.
And you don't want to wait too. There's a chance that you call in, you gotta wait, they're gonna be busy.
I just want to be able to, chat bot, whatever, AI chat, whatever, just say, hey, I'd like to do that.
Would you want that to be voice or chat? Well, hold on. Voice, online chat, or SMS for something like that.
So I could kind of go with all of them because whether it's SMS, whether it's an online chat bot, I'm typically voicing that into my phone anyways now.
Okay.
And that's the other thing that is when you start to interact with AI more and more in your day-to-day life, you realize like you actually stop typing, like the thumbs stop typing as much, and a lot of times you're just picking up the phone and verbalizing an instruction and away it goes.
Do you feel like that's going to happen more often?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, voice dictation.
Yeah,
moving.
in my own office, I have a microphone pretty well similar to this sitting right in front of me for the Zoom calls and stuff I'm on, but I'm also talking to my AI with it. It's like I just
speaking of, I don't think either one of us are a spokesperson for this company or getting paid for it, but so we have to be. We're going to give some free marketing here to a company, but you introduced me to Plod.
Yeah.
little device.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, because that even helped us get our show notes together.
Oh yeah. So Plod's fantastic. It's probably, I would say it was one of my first AI introductions into the whole idea of solid transcription, transcribing, summarizing notes, putting a meeting into a mind map, all of that stuff. So it started off with a card, and the card it was designed so you could magnetically clip it to your phone. And then, you and I could record a conversation that we're having right now, or with the flip of a switch, I could record both sides of a conversation on that phone. Then they moved to a wearable pin because they realized a lot of healthcare professionals, as an example, are walking around doing things with patients, and, they want the ability to record. So that pin, comes with a necklace, a bracelet. And then what I use is the desktop app that basically turns itself on anytime it sees Zoom, Teams, Google Meet, any of those start up, it turns itself on, does a full transcription, does a summary afterwards. And that's what I sent you.
And then so you can do both. You can have it on your desktop, and then when you go out, if you go on a sales call or a business meeting or whatever, you can just it's like a little lav mic, right? Yep. That just attaches there, and it's constantly recording.
Yeah. It's
pretty slick.
It's a pretty slick tool.
And when I asked you,
there's a bunch of them out there now, but they were kind of one of the original ones in the marketplace. And
it's fast. I asked you, hey, could you get that to me, tomorrow? And you go, I'll get to you in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so as soon as we were done with our call, you had the whole transcript and just forwarded it over to me.
Yeah, because the other thing really about it too is the service itself is not that expensive. So I have the unlimited plan. So I have auto generate turned on. So after every meeting, it just automatically generates, and it goes into a folder. And all I have to do is just tag it with whether it was, myself personally having a call, or whether it was a client call, or things like that.
You're doing a lot of work in healthcare. I'm assuming they've got HIPAA compliance and all that stuff nailed down.
Yeah. So you got to make sure that anybody you're talking to, they know that the calls are going to be recorded. You're starting to see more and more of that now. I even have a client, I go on the Teams call and they make an announcement. We'd like to record this call for those that can't be on it. And they just invite you to say, hey, if you don't want to be recorded, please drop off the call and you can listen to the recording afterwards. And I think now, if I remember serves me right, I think California is now insisting on that.
Interesting. But in one party states, you don't have to, right? Like in a Texas,
I don't.
As long as one person is okay with recording, but I think there's other states.
There's other states where, it's one of those state to state law.
California, you need like 7 parties to sign off before.
And then I think you need a permission slip from your parents.
That's right.
It has to be delivered with a Raven delivery. And
This has prevented us from being in California, and I'm concerned that we won't be able to cut hair there without all kinds of wild regulations. So
yeah.
And we're just cutting hair, man. Come on. Just let us
right.
Let us do what we do.
Well, you're in Vegas, though, so that's
That's right. That's a stepping stone.
It is. That's nice and west.
Yeah. Okay, so I think the trouble with a lot of business owners right now, I'd say the challenge is where to start.
Yeah.
I feel behind. I haven't done much. We hired some kid that he kind of knows AI, or he's coming into my office saying, we don't need to hire 3 more people. I built this thing, or we can buy this software and it will solve all of our problems. Where would you recommend, if, let's say we have some listeners that have done nothing and they need to do something, anything, and they're running whatever type of business, they're the decision maker. They're the CEO.
When I talk to the businesses that are B2C, direct to client, so your entrepreneurial real estate agents, and I think of that business comes to mind right away. I tell them, with AI, start with content creation first. If your business heavily relies on you putting yourself out there, your brand, your marketing, that, have AI help you with the marketing first. Get to know what it can do as far as understanding your voice and writing marketing copy in your voice, creating images, things like that. For the enterprise B2B type clients and the leadership teams there, I focus on the leadership team directly, and I say, start using AI to bounce ideas off of it. Start using it as a thought partner. Start using it as someone to challenge you. Next month, if you have to present something to your board, create that deck, give AI that deck, tell it that you want it to take on the role of a board member and have it challenge you back on your deck and say, ask me questions about it. And then, get that thought going, ask it, where are my blind sides? Where do I have risk? Where am I, maybe not seeing a different angle? Start using it as a thought partner first.
Come to it with humility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talk to it nicely.
Yeah. And
please and thank you.
Say please and thank you. It is hard at the CEO level. I hear this a lot from founders, and I interview founders all the time on my other show, Untrapped Entrepreneur, anyone that's interested in that. It's lonely at the top.
Yeah.
I hear this over and over again, and it's a little weird, and I don't like it, but it is super helpful. Like, if it's lonely at the top and you're going into a board meeting and there's no one that's available to talk to get some feedback on, I don't like that I have to go to a non-human.
Right.
But it's better than talking to no one.
Yeah.
And so I do think there's a lot of value there in just saying, I have a board meeting. This is all I got.
I'm it, even something simple of, is there anything in this presentation that seems confusing? Have I repeated myself anywhere? Is there anything that you read that you would throw up an immediate question to me? Just those little things.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be blown away with the results that comes back.
Yeah. The risk, I think what bothers me is I see these commercials with Gemini, for example.
Right.
And you've got a guy or a gal that's like laying in their bed with nothing going on, and they're talking to their phone as their best friend, like, hey, Gemini, like, what are you doing right now? How do we not go there as humans? Like, how do we keep it to give me some feedback on my board presentation, but not
cross that line?
Yeah, like where you're getting emotional support. And I'm sure you've seen all these lawsuits and people kill themselves.
Have you seen the movie Her?
No.
With Joaquin Phoenix?
No. How do you, H-E-R?
H-E-R.
Okay.
And he falls in love with an AI. And it's a device he wears in his ear, and he puts it in his pocket, and it's a camera so that she can see. And Scarlett Johansson does the voice. And it's incredible to see. It's incredible to watch this movie, and it's incredibly sad at the exact same time.
Are you worried about that? Just kind of.
You know what? When you
seen it? Have you experienced it?
Yeah, there's a number of AI apps out there now, and there's more like being released monthly. Hey, I'm your AI girlfriend.
Oh my god!
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, beyond the just chatting with Gemini kind of thing.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, and the thing is, of course, if you do a search on it, then the algorithms are going to throw that kind of stuff in your face on your phone for the next week or so. You'll see probably, I bet you'll see no less than 6 different AI-based apps that are, hey, I'm your AI girlfriend, I'm your AI boyfriend, talk to me, interact with me. Yeah.
I wonder what the corollary is. Probably the internet. Like, the internet was so massively valuable to us.
Right.
It had too many benefits. But the internet is the biggest purveyor of pornography. Like, it fast tracks pornography. You went from like Playboy magazines to anytime, anywhere, anything. And so there's a dark side to that.
Yep.
But the good of the internet was it was too good. And so we've had to deal with all of the dark side. Maybe that's the corollary here with AI, is like, the good is too good. It is so efficient. It is so good at things where, content, like you said, writing, idea generation, like, it's not going away. No. I wonder how the dark side is going to be managed and mitigated, because it's pretty dark. When you get into paid AI girlfriend, that's pretty dark.
Yep, it is. And it's, if you think about it, you mentioned the pornography industry. Well, the pornography industry has notoriously been one of the biggest pushes on technology advancements. The move from the theater to the VHS to the DVD. That was the porn industry that drove that with fury, kind of thing. The movie Boogie Nights is all about that, going right through that. And so, AI is no different. So yeah, you have to be careful. Like every other great tool that we get, the great tool can be used for a lot of bad things.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much everything in life, right?
Yeah. Well, I tried to I was explaining this to my dad. So my dad's 84. My dad never really learned to use computers or anything like that. He just didn't want it. And he was asking me to explain AI, but more so like just why is it, what does it mean? Was so popular? I said, Dad, do you remember when the first cordless drill came out? He goes, yeah. I said, then it was like battery operated everything. Like it just revolutionized that entire industry. That's what AI is. AI is that first Ryobi Makita cordless drill, and then everything is spawning from that. And I was able to use that analogy because I knew he would understand that, because you go in now and everything's battery operated. It's 18 volt, 20 volt, And then so he got that. I said, that's what AI is.
Yeah.
That's where it's going.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's not going away. So yeah.
How do you avoid key man risk? We talked about this before the show, where company says, okay, I'm getting in the game. I'm going to hire an expert internally full time.
Yeah.
They totally revolutionized the entire company. Like they've implemented AI. It's so efficient, but that's the one guy that knows everything. CEO was smart enough to hire someone, but that's about it.
Yeah.
How do you navigate that?
Just put redundancies in place. Make sure that that's not the only guy. Make sure there's people that are cross-trained. But if you think about it as the business owner, especially the entrepreneurs that built their business from the ground up, day one, you're every role. You wear every hat. So don't necessarily depart from that. Sure, you may be running the large company now and you don't have to sell, or you don't have to necessarily be the marketing person, but the next day, if you had to, you could pound the pavement and sell. You could market. So it's no different with AI. Just spend a bit of time understanding at least what that AI person is doing, understand the value and the ROI you're getting from that, and just keep in the know. You don't need to know the nitty-gritty details. Be smart to make sure that there's a backup for that person, but just at least understand where AI is going in your company. What are the different departments, the different procedures, process systems that are being touched by AI?
That just made me think of something too. When you do hire someone, you're probably setting them up with some sort of Gen AI program, GPT or Gemini or something like that.
Yep.
Is there a best practice there on like create a company account and make sure you have security? Because it's like, I think about social media.
Yeah.
When we first started hiring social media managers, they had the username and password.
They had the keys to the castle.
And they were pushing things out. And if they leave, you're screwed. Or they on their way out, they post something horrible because they've got, and then they change the password, something like that. So any best practices there with how to properly set up the systems to begin with to make sure you still have control if that person goes rogue?
Sure. Well, in our own example, we'll use the social media example. A lot of our social media content is generated initially by AI, and then it's put together by my team, and then it's scheduled to be posted. But I have one other person that reviews that before it gets posted, and it's not auto posting. So in my systems, even though AI has the capability to do all the automatic posting, I still put a human in the loop. I don't turn the automatic post on. It's always get it to draft, and then there's one last quality check that goes into place. And it's the human that says, yep, I like that one. Nope, I want to change that word. Go, 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 like that. So that's what I'd recommend. When you're using, for instance, if you're talking about ChatGPT or Claude or, any of those, they have teamed accounts now. And you kind of want team accounts because team accounts are neat because that AI, like if you start a thread, let's say we start a thread and we're talking about marketing, well, you have to kind of think of that's like me talking to the marketing expert of the company.
Yeah.
Well, you want to talk to them and I want to talk to them. And I wouldn't mind understanding you were talking about, just like you want to read what I was talking to them. So if we work together in the threads, we can see what we've put in there.
Interesting.
So that's,
I think I need to do some work personally on that because we started with AI right when GPT came out,
Okay,
and it
yep.
was just kind of like, I'll pay for your pro,
Yep.
pay for your pro.
Yep.
I need to get this into a corporate team environment. Do you know, this is like you being my consultant now.
Hey, that's all right.
Do you know if I can transfer that into corporate? Like migrate over in GPT?
There is a couple ways. We've actually done it internally ourselves where we'll ask the AI, say, I need to transfer you to another conversation. Please set up a prompt with all the relevant data so that we can cut, paste, and
basically like take everything you know
Yeah.
because we're taking this over here to the corporate account.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you mentioned personal too. Like, so for instance, my wife and I share a Chat GPT instance because we have a lot of our personal stuff in there that we want together to talk to the
same login password.
Yep.
You're both logged in.
Yeah, that one because we want to both be in the exact same conversations.
Okay.
Yeah, as opposed to a team one where the teams will have the different seats and everything like that, and they can just intermix in there.
Okay. I want to go one level up.
Okay.
Here for the guys that are like, yeah, I know I've implemented AI and GPT.
I've asked it how to make an apple pie.
Agentic AI. Agentic AI. So, one, just kind of what is that simply for people that don't know? And then two, any examples that you've seen in businesses over the last several months where they've implemented it, and like give us some examples of what's possible, like what can be done with agentic AI.
Sure, yeah. So your normal chat, Claude, you're going in there, you're asking questions, and it's giving predicted results back to you. It's giving you information back that you've been asking. Agentic AI, agentic meaning agent. Agentic AI is task-based. That AI is going to actually do something for you. And so the example I gave where an agentic AI agent every day goes in or monitors your inbox, looks for any email that has an invoice attached, grabs that invoice, scrapes the data, moves the data from that invoice over into your accounting system or payment processing, whatever. That's an agentic agent doing a task for you.
Okay, so
and I've seen some crazy things. Like I want
to know.
I saw a great demo where a guy asked the agentic agent, says, "Look, I'm hosting a party tomorrow night. I want to cook them chicken parmigiana. I want the best chicken parmigiana recipe possible. Please find me the best recipe, and buy me all the groceries." And the agent, in this particular demo, you were able to sit and watch. The agent was moving through a browser as if it was a human. So you saw the cursor. You saw it click on the URL bar. It typed in allrecipes.com. It hit the enter button. It searched, found the best recipe, went over, opened up another tab, went to Whole Foods, logged into the person's account, started filling out the grocery list, and then did a ship to just moving in and out. So that those agentic, what they call workflow agents, they're the ones that move in and out of software as if they were you, and you train them. You say, here's the thing I need to do every day. I have 4 pieces of software that I open. I start with this one, and I click this button, and I move this data, and I click that, and it learns, and then it just repeats that same pattern for you.
This is going to go down a rabbit hole, but this is for the AI people listening.
Remember, though, the last page of the notes, we said no rabbit hole.
That's right. It did say no rabbit hole. So listen to our producer here. This is our producer said, don't do this.
Don't do the
no, it's the last few minutes, so we get to do that for the guys that are like, I still haven't had enough.
Yeah.
I watched a presentation, and the debate is, and I think it's we don't know what's going to happen, but you have your own personal agent, for example, right? That you've trained to go out and shop for you and do all the things that knows your preferences. Yeah. That agent interacting with a brand that has given access to the agent to go in and shop and everything. That's one option. The other option is agent to agent. Mm-hmm. The brand now has created a whole org chart of agents. So it has an agent now that's customer service manager, chat bot named Susie. And my agent now talks to the brand's agent, and the brand's agent, customer service Susie, may need to go check with Brian, who's the inventory manager, who's an agent.
Yep.
And so now Susie's like, hold on. So let's add all the names in. Ben's a human.
Okay, Ben's a human.
Okay, Ben's a human.
Susie's the agent.
Fred is my agent,
Okay,
my
Fred.
personal agent. He shops everywhere for me, knows all my preferences, right?
Okay, yeah.
So I've got Ben and Fred. Ben's busy. Fred is out shopping.
Yep.
Susie is the agent over at, let's say, what's a brand that I like? Ministry of Supply. No, Roan. I like Roan. This is a shirt I have on.
Okay.
Roan has an agent, Susie. Fred and Susie are talking.
Yep.
Fred's going to Susie saying, hey, Ben is looking for a medium shirt and this type of style and everything like that, and he's looking for 3 of them. Do you have that in stock? And she's like, oh, hold on one second. Let me go check with Brian. Brian also works at Roan. He's not real. He's an agent.
Yep.
But Brian knows the inventory system. He knows where everything is. He knows the shipments that are coming in from China. He's completely tapped in.
Yeah.
She goes to Brian. Brian says, yeah, we've got 3 shirts coming in by Tuesday, so go ahead and have them order it.
Yeah.
And Susie says, hey, it's not available for ordering because it's not in yet, but I'm going to go ahead and open this up because she talks to another agent, Jimmy, he's a manager. He can open up the ability to order. And then she tells Fred, go ahead, you can place the order. I've made the update in the system where, it says it's out of stock, but we're getting it on Tuesday. I checked with Brian. And you can go ahead and order 3. Fred orders 3, and then Fred reports back to me. He's got my card on file. And this may take Fred a few hours because everyone's kind of working on it. But they're all agent to agent.
Yep.
So do you have any, do you think that's where we're going? One, is like agent to agent, or is it the personal agent and all the brands need to kind of conform to my personal agent? Like, just any thoughts on that? Because I had all this lively discussion.
Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to the agent and the team of agents set up to each have their own role. Like when I'm coaching leadership teams and working with them to better their systems and come figure out these challenges and that, I'm telling them, look, at when you start looking at your AI. Start thinking of your AI as a new team. Think of it as your human team. There's going to be specific roles you're going to want to give certain AI agents. They're going to be the inventory agent, the marketing agent, the ordering agent, and they are going to talk. Those workflow agents are going to talk back and forth. That's exactly where it's heading.
A whole org chart.
Yeah, and then you said, well, it's going to take a couple hours. No, it's going to take like a couple of minutes. Because they work so fast, and
it's going to get even faster.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
yeah. It's going to be you're going to look and have an org chart of AI agents like you would your human agents, and I just the one thing I tell people, speak to them both the exact same way.
Yeah,
like when you're talking to AI, make sure that it's like me talking to you. If I need you to do something, I'm going to give you a bit of context about it. I'm going to ask you to take on a particular role. I'm going to give you an action. I'm going to say, hey, I kind of want that in a Word document, or can you maybe you can give me that to me in an Excel spreadsheet. Do you think I can get that by the end of day? And, you don't need to necessarily go down this hole or this hole, just focus on that. Mm-hmm. And then anytime I'm talking to AI afterwards, I say, and if there's anything else that you need from me, so that you can produce a better result, ask those questions to me, interview style, one at a time.
That's good.
And then it'll go through and it'll start asking me, well, as a matter of fact, Brian, I kind of need to know this. I'll answer it. And then how about this? And I'll answer it. Okay, I have everything I need. Stand by. And then it'll go and produce the results. Mm-hmm. You speak to it. People are like, well, how do I prompt? Just speak to it like you're talking to a human, and you'll get the best results out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that prompt. Is there anything I missed?
Is there anything I missed, or is there anything else? Because that's what I'd say to you. Say, I'm just going to be working over here, right? So if you got a question, come and ask me.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, one thing I totally forgot. Right? Yeah.
That's exactly it. Interesting. And so you just do the same with the AI. Yeah.
Oh man, this is a lot. Kind of makes me You've given me anxiety, man. This, my podcast's supposed to be like cool,
No.
chill in the lounge, and now
cool,
like
chill. No.
now I'm like high anxiety, man.
No,
Well,
you need to be encouraged. It's like there's some cool things coming.
well, you help solve these anxieties for us. Tell us as we wrap here, where can we get in touch with you? I know you're on LinkedIn, but if someone says I like what Brian's saying, I may want to chat with them about anything AI or healthcare or business process improvements. Where do we go?
So basically, you can start at my website. It's mtiglobalgroup.com. That kind of talks a lot about what we do. LinkedIn's a great spot to start, especially if you just message me directly to have the conversation. But yeah, that's where I keep most of the information. And I have started a new operator podcast specific. So that's brianmunroe.tv. And
you post that on LinkedIn, that content?
I think I'm going to start posting like the ad to it to
kind of little highlight.
Yeah, to take them over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button kind of thing. But
I've got a good AI software for producing clips, by the way. So
I've used one too, and it's fantastic. Oh, they're amazing because they'll which one do you use?
Queso.
Okay, I've used Opus Clip.
Oh, you used Opus Clip too?
Yeah. And they'll take a podcast like this and they'll grab 30, 60-second little snippets.
And it'll take the best part too.
Yeah.
It knows like what'll be the most viral.
Yeah. Ben and Brian sounded really smart here during this 60 seconds. So we're gonna do this one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll come check you out on LinkedIn. Appreciate you coming from Vegas. Appreciate your Gents Place membership and loyalty.
Thank you. I just love it. And it's kind of funny. Last week I was working with a client who is looking to build out a loyalty program, and we were talking a lot about why I go to the Gents Place as an example of they're in the med spa business. So I said, this is why I go. I go for the experience. I go for the way I'm treated. All that. So,
yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, man. All right, until next time, guys. Thanks for joining the lounge.